Hola, what's good? Hey, y'all, hey. You are tuned in to Circle Up with Amanda Hurd. Here we are again with another bonus clip. I promised you guys that it will be released today. Here are my notes, so let's wait no longer. Come on, let's dive right in.
Okay, so here we are about to dive into the bonus clip. So many people may say, reject confusion. Confusion? Amanda, where did you get that from? Amanda, why confusion? What's connected to confusion that will have you put this title out, Reject Confusion? So I dealt with a gray area in my life where doubt was constantly taking control of every situation that was connected to my purpose. It seems like I never doubted the things that weren't connected to my purpose, but anytime there was purpose one step away, it seems like doubt would be right there to hinder me from taking that step. And so when I decided to take on doubt face to face, figure out, Amanda, why is it that doubt just continuously stops you from getting to that place? And I was thinking, I was like, wow, it seems like every time I doubt is when I'm confused about it, when I don't really know if it's right or if it's wrong, when I don't really know if that next step is going to be secure or not. And so I would be confused in my mind about the situation. And so I realized that it was only, or mainly, I'm not going to say only, but mainly when it was something that was connected to purpose. And so the first highlight in this bonus clip is, why is it important to reject? Why not just let it play out? And so something that I would love for you guys to understand is we have to reject those places of uncertainty. That's a must. And this is why it's a must. Okay, we are like soil, and not just any soil. We are like good soil. Whatever seed is planted into us, it will grow. It's gonna grow. And the not so great end about this is, it doesn't matter if it's a good seed or if it's a bad seed. If it's a seed that has been planted into this good soil, it is going to grow. And so it is our purpose, it is our responsibility to go in and pluck out all of the bad seeds, all of those seeds that come to us and let us feel or make us feel that we're not worth anything, all of those seeds that stop us from taking that next step, all of those seeds of fear, all of those seeds of not being good enough, not being great enough, not being worthy enough, all of those seeds that go against anything that is a positive movement in your life. That is a seed that shall not rest in your soil. And the reason why it can't rest is because, just like any seed, if that seed is in there long enough and it begins to get watered, it begins to get nurtured. And this is what I mean by that. When we dwell in those thoughts of not being good enough, not being worthy enough, not being strong enough, not having what it takes for the next level, comparing ourselves to others who we're not even supposed to be in the lane or that field of, what happens is we soak into that, and we begin to believe. We start believing those things. And what's scary about that is, once you believe that thing, you move on it. And that's not what we want to do. We don't want to believe or connect ourselves to the things that are going against our purpose. And so it's important that we pull those seeds up before they take root. And if some has already taken root, it's not too late for you, my friend. It's not too late for you, my friend. Listen, you have to do a dirty work. You have to do a dirty job, but the job can be done. The job will be done if you put this into play. You have to go in there. You have to go into those places and pull those seeds up from the roots. You have to go in and snatch everything that was once said, every curse that was once laid on your life, every generational curse that you've seen mama, daddy, sister, brother, and auntie, uncle, whomever do over and over again, and you're starting to believe, well, this is my life. You have to be the one to chop it off at the root. Say, not for me and my family, not for me and my purpose, not for me and the generation after me. You have to be able to go in and stand up and believe. This is why you have to reject. You have to reject. I know I've seen it. I know what it looks like. I know what it feels like, but I choose not to believe that. I choose that there is something greater than that for me. I choose to believe that God has chosen me to break this curse, has chosen me to start something new, has chosen me to be the new life in this situation. And when you tap into that, listen, that's a seed. When you tap into that seed, when you water that seed, when you begin to allow that seed to grow, then you will begin to believe and tap and move into those places. Now you will break the curse. Now you will be what you thought you always would not be. So that's why it's so important that we reject confusion, reject the uncertainty. Know that that thing right there does not belong to you. Know that that thing right there is not part of who God created you to be. So it's important, guys, it's important that we reject confusion. And as I said, why not let it play out? Because when it plays out, this is good, listen, when it plays out, just like the seed, when the seed begins to grow and the roots begin to sprout, now there's all types of roots, all types of things growing. And guess what? Those things connect to things that are like them. So when you are allowing that seed of failure, of faint, of curses, of don't, won't, can't do, won't do, grow in your life, it's going to connect and attach to everything that lines up with that. So we must not allow uncertainty to dwell in us. We must, if we've been at that place, it's okay, I've been there. If we've been in that place for some time, we must snatch those roots up. Snatch those roots up. We must move forward. We must not allow those things to connect to anything else, because it's time to grow forward. It's time to move on. This is hope. This is hope. This is hope. Listen, I was once there. I once was connected to everything outside of my purpose. And the longer I was connected to it, the more it tag teamed on things that was so far outside of my purpose. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I was worthy of. I didn't know what I deserved. But when I pulled those things up from the root, when I began to uproot those places and water the good seeds, this soil, I'm trying to tell y'all, listen, we are the soil. This soil took those seeds right in and allowed those seeds to crack open, and those roots just begin to spread. And when they spread, they grabbed hold of more things that was connected to my purpose, and more things that was connected to who I was called to be, and more things that was connected to who I was designed to be. And the more it grabbed on, the more I found my way. This is hope. This is hope. The second highlight that I wanted to pull out is, can rejection open the door for healing, and how? So this is a good question, because some people may not feel like they can yet reach that place because they feel so abused or so broken in their mind. And what we must understand is, yes, rejecting these places of doubt, rejecting these places of confusion, they open the door for healing. Because a lot of us have to understand that a lot of us are abused and broken in the mind. A lot of us are abused and broken in places that can't be seen. And so when we allow that doubt to continuously sink into those broken places, it seems like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. It seems like there's no hope for us anywhere. It seems as if from this point on, this is who we were created to be. Like, I guess there's no happiness for me. As you heard me say in episode 8, I guess there's no joy out there for me. That's how I felt time and time again. I was so broken on the inside that a lot of people couldn't see. A lot of people didn't understand. A lot of people will even look at my life now and say, Amanda, when? Amanda, where? Amanda, how? But I was so torn up on the inside. I was so torn up and confused in my mind. It was a very dangerous place. And thankfully, I was able to grab hold of a strength, grab hold of something that allowed me to be brave in the moments. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I'm gonna just be raw and uncut. It was literally when I connected myself, when I plugged in with Christ. When I plugged myself into Christ and I began to take in his word, and I began to live out his truths, and I began to understand what he meant when he said certain things about me, I was able to really dig into those places where those roots had spread and grabbed hold of things that I had no idea I would ever be a part of. When I began to do that, it's like I was no longer afraid to confront confusion. I was no longer too afraid to confront doubt, meaning I didn't care what the next step looked like. I knew that the next step couldn't break me any more than what I was already broken. And so I took that step, and because I took it in a move of faith, I've seen results automatically. And when I began to see those results, and let me tell y'all something, the results I was seeing, it wasn't just night and day. It wasn't just everything was bad one day, everything is good this day. But it was results, and I didn't need this particular thing to make me feel happy. Now I can get a piece of joy. Now I can get a piece of excitement without doing that. How is that so? I defeated, I rejected, I denied that place of the uncertainty, of unknown. I denied it, and I moved forward. So again, Amanda, how can rejection open the door for healing? Because when we reject those things, now we're allowed, or not allowed, but now we are more so focused on the only thing that's left. And those are those good things, because there is a goodness placed inside of you. And so when we reject those bad things, the good things are the only thing left in our focus. And when we begin to lock in to that focus, then we begin to water that. And when we water that, that's what begins to grow. Listen, if there's one thing I want to leave you with in this bonus clip, is to understand having a clear and healthy mind. A clear and healthy mind. It will help set the foundation of certainty. Certainty is something that we need on this journey. Certainty is something that we must look for. We must, if we don't have it, we must find a way to get it. Look, God does not mind dropping nuggets of wisdom into us. So I encourage you to apply this message. I encourage you to tap into this message. I encourage you to listen closely to the areas that you may be able to pick and choose from and apply to your life. It's worth it. Love you lots. Can't wait to chat with you soon. Bye.